Imagine you could travel from Japan to California in a car. So today we're going to talk about imagine that there was a bridge made from Japan to California for cars. Firstly, let's begin by talking, is it really possible? I mean, there could be so many things that we need to look at. First, can a car really travel from Japan to California? I mean, they would need so much gas. People who are traveling would need food because it would at least be a 1 week journey. I mean, no one's gonna, I think more than 1 week, because I don't think anyone's gonna drive more than 10 hours a day. So, first we need to think whether it's possible or not. And if it is, then we would need to think of so many things that has to be in the middle of the road. So that way people can travel. I think the three big issues would be gas, food, and hotel for people to stay in, because I don't think anyone's gonna drive non-stop for more than 12 hours a day. So there would need to be more hotels there in the middle of the road. So first let's begin by looking at some stats. So it at least takes, if a person is driving at 60 miles per hour, then it's gonna take at least 88 hours for a person to drive from Japan to California. It's a 5,300 miles drive. So a person traveling at 60 miles per hour will take him about 88 hours. And if we look at it this point of view, that a person drives non-stop for 88 hours, that's about 3.5 days, or maybe more than 3.5 days. But if we took out the average, then I think it's at least an 8 to 9 day driving if a person drives for 10 days. So clearly people would need more gas, food, obviously, because it's an 8 to 9 days drive, and hotel to stay in, because I don't think anyone's gonna stay in the car for 8 to 9 days. There has to be so many daily routine that a person does. So many things that has to happen in the middle of the road for this to be possible. But let's just think that somehow the government of Japan and the government of United States gets combined and they think of making this. If they really do, it's possible. It's not like it's impossible. All they would need to do is they would need to, I guess, get connected with so many islands in the middle where they can provide with gas, food, hotel, and all those things. There are so many islands in Pacific Ocean. So there has to be a bridge that's connected through all those islands so that people can stop somewhere and get that break and all that thing. But it is possible. But let's say if it really gets possible, if people do make it, then I think it's a budget of $5 billion, and it's gonna take at least 11 to 12 years, because they will need to create a bridge between the whole Pacific Ocean. After it's made, I mean, it would be so much good, because it's going to be a long drive. Like, it's going to be I'll say it might be a fun drive for people who likes to go for a long drive. I mean, yes, it's going to be a long drive, but still, it's going to be a long drive, fun drive for people who really like to drive it. So yeah, it's possible. Some major things that people might have to look at would be things like, on the bridge, it's going to be on top of the ocean. It's going to be hurricanes, big waves, maybe some kind of, sea animals or something. Like, it could be anything. So, it's going to be a risky thing, but the bridge has to be at a really high level that any of the big waves doesn't breaks the bridge or does any of those things. So that's going to be one thing that people would really need to consider if they are planning on making it. Second would be, if you're entering the California, then there has to be a checkpoint where there is going to be immigration checkup, and that's not a small thing. There has to be a big process that a person has to go through before he enters in the United States. Like, the immigration process at least takes about 1 hour per person, or at least 30 minutes. So that's going to be an interesting topic, just thinking of all those things that are going to come into play if the bridge is made. But overall, is it possible? I think yes. It might get a little complicated, but there could be so much money that the government of both Japan and United States could make off it with the toll tax and all those things. But this is just if it happens. So that was it for today, guys. We talked about a really interesting topic, which was, imagine that there was a bridge made from Japan to California. It is possible, but let's just wait if it happens. So that should be all for today, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you guys with another Imagine That video.